Hey troops, Roxee here and welcome to Roxee Plays Games and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Before I get into today's video, I want to do my usual thank you. So thank you for everyone who has liked my previous videos and thank you for everyone who has subscribed to the channel. As always, it is really appreciated, and I just want to do a quick thank you for the last I don't know what kind of accent that was. My last 3 subscribers. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name here. I should probably try and learn it. But these cool characters, some form of Asian language, I'm guessing. Um, and then we've got Ollie. Thank you, Ollie. If it's gonna, there we go. There's Ollie. And we've also got Puzzle as well. Thank you, Puzzle, for subscribing to the channel. Right, that's the thank yous out the way. Let's get into the game. So we're on episode 2, and the first episode, which wasn't episode 1, it's just called the intro. I kind of went through what I'm doing, what the plan is. We're in Kerbalism. I've got a few extra mods added in since season 1, but it's all going to be geared around Kerbalism and probes before crew. And in today's episode, we are going to kind of start getting a plan together of what we're going to do over the next few episodes. So first things first, let's go to the administration building, because this is where we're going to be basing a lot of our stuff out of. We currently got 1 out of our maximum 1 strategy active, and that is the local science. So we're getting an extra 20% bonus to KSC science, which is great. Can that be upgraded to... we don't have enough reputation. We're at 109 reputation. That was from our last few missions that we did in the previous couple of episodes. I'm looking at getting to boldly go. And this is what I like about these strategies that really give you kind of focus on what you want to do. Before, it's like, oh, what do I do? Do I go to the moon? Do I go to Minmus? Do I go here? Do I do this? Do I stay around Kerbin? It's a little bit mishy-mashy. Whereas with this, you can say, right, I'm going to do moon probes. I'm going to get everything, every bit of science that I can from the moon using probes. And then going to do the same but with crew. Now obviously a lot of the stuff would have already been done with the probes, so the manned parts will be things like planting flags and doing crew reports, so there won't be a whole lot to do, but it'll be in the same kind of place, and the same goes for every other planets and system and stuff like that. So there's lots of stuff in here that's going to give me some focus. Now I would like to pick up to boldly go, because what this is going to do is going to give me an extra 15,000 funds when science is transmitted or recovered from new biomes. Now I haven't really done too much, so there's a lot of biomes to collect. However, I need to upgrade this facility, so we can upgrade that. It's going to cost me 75,000 flip-flops. Come back in here and excuse me, oh, croaky throat. We're going to pick up. There's no point in me picking up these because this is going to involve crew. I was tempted to pick up ice cream, free ice cream. And what that's going to do, that's going to give me 2.5 reputation every 30 days. But it's going to cost me 5,000 funds every 30 days, which is nothing. That's nothing at all. But that's quite an insignificant amount, unless I'm not doing anything for, you know, a year, and I just have it time warping for a year, gather up a load of reputation, use that reputation to buy something, and then get rid of this. But when you get rid of it, you lose all of that reputation, so you'll be in the negative. I don't like that one. Don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, this one would be a little bit better because you're getting more reputation. It costs a lot more money. But yeah, I'm not bothered about that. We're going to go for to boldly go, get us a little bit of extra cash rolling in so we can do more upgrades and the what. And then when we come to our Mun probes, which will be in a couple of episodes, hopefully. It won't be today, but yeah, hopefully in the next, either if not next episode, certainly the episode after that. We will get rid of local science and we'll pick up Mun probes. Right, so that is giving me focus. We are working on and around Kerbin to get as much science and money as we can. So I can now go into our mission control and pick up missions that's going to be relevant for that. So we've got a few offered jobs here. Career Evolution, Early Space Program. But I'm not going to read all of that out, so if you wish to pause it, you can do. Lower reputation rewards, but high financial... Oh, right there, I'm not even clicking on the thing here. I'm reading this and I'm going... where's the actual job? It's here. First flight crew uncrewed. Unscrewed, I was going to say then. Derp. So you think that you have what it takes to operate a space program? Well, I guess the first thing you need to do is launch your first rocket. Let's see how high you can go on your first try. Okay. Oh, this is simple. Launch your first rocket and get at least 200 meters off the ground. Well, that's going to be nice and simple. We can do that one. What else have we got? Exploration Plus. We've done that one. We can't do that one because prerequisites haven't been met. We don't want to orbit Kerbin just yet. Reach for the stars. So that's to get into suborbitary trajectory. What else have we got here? Kerbal kind achievement. Enter into space. So we got another space one. We could do with upgrading it so we can pick all of these up at the same time. But this one here is just to get over 200 meters off the ground. So let's let me come back into you. Part testing. Polar radial mount parachute into flight above Kerbin. What's the 2,000 to 10,000 meters? Oh, see, these ones I did in the last season, and they're not too difficult. It can be a little bit tedious, but I don't really like doing this part testing. I might actually turn part testing off. I mean, some of them are actually quite simple. The ones that are test at the launch pad, none of them are tested. Oh, there we got one decoupler, but it doesn't really give you a massive amount, although it's really simple to do. But no, I'm not going to bother with part testing. So we've got one to go into space, altitude above 70,000, and one for reach for the stars, which is essentially in space. We'll pick them up after we've done this first one. We've got 62 science to spend. We've got these 4 unlocked, and as a quick refresher, this is the tech tree. It is gigantic. I'm not too worried about everything else that's going on. My goal, or short-term goal, is to get this unlocked. Once we got this unlocked, this is going to give us our command pod. It is unpressurized, so they're going to have to wear spacesuits, but that's fine. And the reason being is because as part of the Restock Plus mod that I've got, it gives you this Clementine, which can have crew. But I've got a mod called Pros Before Crew. Now, if I didn't have the Restock Plus mod, I wouldn't have this. Everything would be probes all the way up until this point. So I said in the last episode, or maybe in the intro video that I did, is I'm not going to do any manned missions until the simple command modules is unlocked. And then once we're at that point, if I decide to go and use this or something similar, then I will. Up until then, it's going to be probes. Right, back on to what we want to do. What do I want to do? That's the question. Let's have a look. General rocketry. We do kind of want to get bigger rockets, bigger fuel tanks. So let's unlock you. Stability, decouplers. Yeah, we want that. Get the barometer. We've got 24 left, and these are all 45 by the looks of it. Yep. Okay, so that is that all done. What do we want to upgrade? So we've upgraded you. We will want to upgrade you. You're going to cost 112. We will want to upgrade you. You're going to cost... Oh, is that all? 37. Well, tell you what. Let's upgrade these two. I've still got 180,000 left. We started off with 200,000, so we're actually doing quite well. Mission control. Ooh. Right, let's upgrade you as well, sir. Let's upgrade you as well. We don't need to upgrade... Ooh, I'd like to. Patch Chronics visible in map. 75,000. We're not going to spend more than 75,000 on our next rocket, so let's upgrade you. Cool, so we've got a few level 1 upgrades done. Need to have a quick drink. My throat's really dry. Right, so we've got a mission. We need to get ourselves over 200 meters. That's going to be really simple. Like, really, really simple. So we can probably use our last this probe Mark 1. Probe Mark 1 will do the job. But we want to try and gather science. So let me open this up. Let's have... But let me get rid of you. Get rid of you. Let me open up... excuse me. Probe Mark 2. Because this had a few extra bits on it. And what I want to do is I want to go into science. Because we've now got this barometer that we can use. And I'm just going to plonk the barometer on the side there for now. And we're going to activate you. We're going to check our battery. That's all fine. And then what I want to do is I want to filter by current vessel. So we've got our 5 things that we got on here. And I want to click on here. So we're working in Kerbin. That's all we're doing until we've got a majority of these done. Look at all of this. 42 landed in all these different areas. What's that? Right, I'm confused now. Atmospheric scan. That's flying low. So let's have a look at surface. Atmospheric scan we can do. Mystery goo. We've done, so we don't need the mystery goo. We've done landed, we've done flying low. That's all we're going to be doing in this particular episode, or this flight for sure. So let's get rid of that. Put you back on there. A little bit of clipping going on, but I'm not too worried about that. Radiation scan. We've got flying low. We've got surface at the shore, so we don't need the radiation, which is Geiger counter. Yeah, we don't need the Geiger counter. There's no point in me putting stuff on if I don't need it. It's just kind of pointless. Telemetry report is the thing, so I can't do much about that. Temperature scan. We've got flying low. Got a little bit more we can actually gather, and surface we have got done. So we've got a little bit more of flying low, so we'll keep the thermometer on. I'm just going to move you there, so it's kind of opposite that. And then the atmospheric scan is the barometer. Now the barometer can only do, as it says there, atmosphere. So unlike stock where the barometer could do everywhere, it can only do flying low, flying high, and on the ground. So we've got 10.8 for on the ground, and then we've got 10.8 for flying low over the shores. Now, I don't need all of this at all, so I'm going to get rid of that amount, and we're going to aim for water, essentially. I think that is us good to go. So this is going to be Mark to alpha. So low and high. No, this is just going to be low flying tester, because that's all going to be doing. We can close you down, we can save you, we can launch. Are we ready to launch? Yeah, that's waiting. Let's launch. Oh, and for anyone that is wondering what this timer is at the top corner here, New World, it releases in 1 day, 17 hours and 15 minutes. That will be coming to the channel at least, I'm going to say at least 2 days a week. It'll probably be quite frequent for the first few days, and then after a week or so it'll kind of ease off a little bit once I kind of get into the game. But yeah, that's coming. Right, we've got our Program 2 here. We are sending stuff back. We can get you waiting just in case I can gather something somewhere else. I don't think I will. We've got 14 minutes, so let's speed up time, get this atmospheric scan done. You know what I am going to do is I am going to warp to sunrise. That will be finished. Our battery can be charging up because we've now got sunlight to work our solar panels. Let's go SAS on. Throttle up. I didn't check what this is set to. Oh dear. 3.67 is a little... What's a stage 3? Why have I got a stage 3? That's confusing me. But either way, we need to turn this down because that's way too high. Is that not gonna... Oh, that's a gimbal. Derp. 40. 1.47. That'll do. That's a little bit more acceptable. I'm not going to be going up at 100 miles an hour. And essentially, for our mission, it's straightforward enough. We just need to get over 200 meters. So that's going to happen pretty much straight away. Let's launch. And once we get to about 50 or 60 meters per second, we're going to just edge over a little bit. Not too much. I don't want to flip the rocket. I just want to hopefully try and land in the water. Right, so our mission is done. That was nice and simple. We could technically just cut the engines off, land, and that's it done. But we are doing an atmospheric scan in low flying and finishing off our temperature scan in low flying, which hadn't been finished off. I can just deploy. Oh, whoa, Tiger. Whoa. I'm sure this did this in my last flight when it got to a certain point and it just flips. And I don't know why that is. But we kind of got it under control a little bit. There we go. We should be over the... Whoa. What are we over now? Curbing. Still over the shores, which is fine. Come on, go. Nope, you're not going to go that way. Go that way. There goes the engines. And let's just get rid of you. And we'll come back onto you. Right, we've got 15 minutes. And we're still going up not very high. So let's toggle information for our real shoots. Now we're only going to have to gather this. What are we over at the moment? Low flying, low water. Flying low water. 15 minutes. We're going to come down reasonably quick. So I'm going to set this for 5,000. Will that be enough? Let's go for 5,000. arm you, that'll deploy at 5,000, and then hopefully 5,000 meters will be enough distance for us to collect this. I mean, it's not a problem. I'm sure we'll gather it again at some other point. Actually, what I can do is I can speed up time, can't I, ladies and gentlemen? Make this a little bit quicker. Makes sense. Have a quick slurp of my herbal tea. Right, that's the chute fully deployed. We're now going to come down really slow, and this is going to take a little while. So, with the magic of the pause button, and there we go. Magic of the pause button is amazing. We've saved you, well, I saved you some time. Didn't save me any time, but we're just coming in now. Got the last few seconds on the atmospheric pressure scan. So that's that done, and all been transmitted back. And we are very close to the water, and then it's going to be able to do another atmospheric pressure scan, but in the water. Because if we come to this one here, filtered by this atmospheric scan, so we've got flying low over the water, we've got almost all of it for flying low over the shores, but the surface we've got all of the shores, and we'll be able to get all of the water. Obviously that will take a little bit of time, so that's great news. Telemetry report, I'm guessing I've got all of them, haven't I? Got shores, got splashdown, flying low over water, I've got flying high over water as well. Yeah, if we're going to have temperature scan, I think I've done that as well. Just refresh my memories. Flying low over water, flying high over water, and surface in the water. Yeah, it's all good. Right, 700 meters, well, 740, 30, 20, 10. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. And then we can have a look what we're going to do next. Come on, time, come on. I think I said in the last episode there's a mod where you can like warp as fast as you want wherever you want. There's no kind of restrictions like this. It would be helpful for times like now. Would be very helpful, because this four times just isn't enough. Maybe up to 10. Like, surely 10 would be a nice restriction to have rather than limiting in this much. And maybe the last sort of 1,000 meters it slows down to 4 times. That would be acceptable. Right, here we come. See the shadow. And we have splashdown. Don't sink. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Well, not much I can do about that until we actually get all the way down to the bottom. Well, I'll be back with you in a second. Well, that did take a little while, but we're eventually, well, we have eventually hit the bottom at 758 meters down. So that's a bit strange. We have yeah, we've got all of our science gathered from the water, so let's recover our vessel, see what we get for this. Cool, right, so that's put us on 66 science. We've got a little bit of extra money. We've got 103,000 of the flip-flops. We don't need to do anything in the admin because that's going to be there for a while. Missions. Let's have a look at what missions we've now got. So we've got 2 early space programs. Upper atmosphere, uncrewed. So above 18,000 we can do that. Kerman line. What's the Carmen line? Right, so that is potentially space. Join the space program. Oh, that's just... Oh, right, here we go. Have a new vessel, have at least 1 crew... Alright, we don't want that one. That's crewed milestones. It does actually say it in the title. So them 2 in that one, yeah. So we want upper atmosphere above 18,000, so basically below space, which we can do. And we're not going to do any part. What have we got in here? Enter into space. I think the best thing for me to do is if I I've already upgraded it, haven't I? Derp. Right, so let's grab upper atmosphere uncrewed, Carmen line crewed, and reach for the stars. That should be... Enter space will grab as well. So essentially I can go up into space. I'm not going to do any orbiting, and that should grab me a whole bunch of missions. Cool. Right, let's get into the VAB and build something. Right, just have to pause the game now quickly. Right, so this is what we used for our last one. So I'm thinking, first things first, let's get our contracts out. And what I'm going to do is, these can pretty much all be done at the same time, can't they? Because it's all suborbital trajectory above 70,000 meters, reach the upper atmosphere, so it's above 18 kilometers, suborbital trajectory. So I'm thinking if I can get myself into space, then all is good. So we currently have 1872, 2396. So if I take these off and we W up, that's going to give me 2431. I don't need to get into an orbit. I just need to get into space. Now this was causing me problems with twisting around and all sorts of stuff. Because we're going into space, we're going to have more science, more sciencey bits. So let's start from the bottom. We've got a parachute, that's all good. We got that. We don't know anything. Cargo we don't need. Science, we can put a mystery goo container on there for... What have we got so far? Mystery goo, Kerbal. So we got landed. We don't have splashdown. We got flying low. We don't have flying high. We don't have space low. So we could take, if we take 2 of these. Although, what's the weight on these? What 0.1? You know something? Rather than taking 2 of them, which are cool, I'm going to take 2 of these just because. What's the word I'm looking for? The lighter. Right, we've got that. We got that. We want to have a Geiger counter, which we'll put there. We want to have a thermometer, which we got a thermometer. Sorry. Yes, we just need the mystery goos. We want 2 mystery goos. We want to capture. Should stay what it was already on. Oh, it's not going to show anything. Put you there a second. Mystery goo. Just double check. So we want, yeah, we want 2 flying high and space low. So So if we get 2 of these badges on here. Now, I'm thinking it's going to have to come back. Oh, what else can we do as well? Configure unmanned experiments. So we've got telemetry. We can do a light as well. We can do space low. Might. Space low in biomes. So if we put another 2... Now we're getting all technical, guys. We're getting all technical and stuff and things here. So if we go 1, 2... We've got, this one is doing a telemetry. Let's put you on waiting. You can do a might. Put you on waiting. That's going to be space low. And you can do a light. What's going on here? You can do a light. I might have just messed this up. Let me just double check. This one here. You're a might. Right, so let me just double check this because I've messed it up. Telemetry, might, and sight. So these are 2 new sciencey bits that I can gather from these probes. So the light is the luminosity information technology experiment, and the might is the magnosity ionospheric transmissive evaluation. There's some words, aren't they? Right, how long are these going to take? This is what we need to look at now. And how much data are we going to require? Data size 3.6 megabytes. So we want to make sure. In fact, let me stop, Roxee. Start from the top. You are telemetry. Telemetry is 750 bytes. However, we're going to be collecting other stuff, so that can be full. Yes. Is there anything else waiting? Science equipment standard. What does this change? I don't know. Right, so that's the top one done. Cool beans. Next one along. You are the might. The might is 3.26 megabytes, so we need a full capacity for you. Although it can all be collected on one and transmitted, I do know that, but I want to make sure that I'm not going to get any bottlenecks. And the... Wait, I've just done that, haven't I? You're the might. Why you say might as well? You should be on light. Derp. And that's 250 kilobytes, so that's tiny. So we'll leave you on 2. I've got a funny feeling this has gone all telemetry, might, light, might, light. Okay, right, we're all good with that. That's fine. Let's have a look at our electrical charge. We got any? We've got all of our. No, we haven't got all of our science bits. We need to get. We want 2 of these badges on. So we'll put them here. 2-way symmetry. Should I do 3-way? Because then we've got the water. If we can land on the water, that is. No, I won't bother doing that because we may not land on the water, and then I'll. But we will have. No, because it doesn't do different biomes. Right. So that is our. This is what we need to come back with. I would like to put a heat shield on this, and that's tiny. Wow, okay, so that can come off and that can go on there. Now this is not necessarily gonna come down in this direction, so what I might need to do is put some basic fins on which are absolutely giant. No, let's not just No. Maybe if I was to put these down here and the mystery goo. Oh, it's getting all confusing now. Put you there. Put you there. Get our mystery goo two-way here. And then what have we got for? Yeah. So we just want to put a bunch of these on here. So that's going to keep the batteries charging up, and hopefully it'll come down in this direction. Hopefully, if not, we won't be able to recover our mystery goo-ness. Right, so that should be our decoupler, yes. And then we've got all of this. We've got 2.7. I'm going to add on a little bit more. What's that giving us? 2.9. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is getting a bit ridiculous. But that's giving us 3.2. Like I said, I don't need to get into an orbit. I just need to get into space and be able to stay up in space a little while so I can gather science. Right, I'm going to put bigger wings on, but not that many. Let's go 4-way symmetry. And what we got here, so we've got a thrust to weight ratio of 1.99. This confused me, right, when I was looking at this, because I was always looking at this number here, but if you click on here, move you out of the way, we can see 1.99. So I don't know why this says thrust to weight ratio and this SLT. I'm not sure what SLT stands for, but either way, that's the column that I need to look for my thrust. We've got our atmospheric delta V, but obviously I think that should be enough to get us into space, and then once we get up into high atmosphere, we'll have less resistance, so we'll be able to go further. 1 minute 20 seconds. We'll see. We'll see whether this is enough or not. If it's not, it's not. But essentially, this is what we're coming back with. Our little probe here. So this is going to be the Mark II Bravo. Or should it be? No, this is going to be the Mark III. It's more or less the same, but it has had some changes. So we've got high flying and low space tester. Let's save you. Just double check this. Or electrical charge. All right, in sunlight perpetual. We're good. I think we are good. Right, let's start again from the bottom. We've got parachute. We've got our science bits on. We've got 2 mystery goos, one for high flying and one for low space. We've got our communication. Now, this is something I don't know. I mean, this is lighter. Pat volume doesn't really make any difference. Stack capacity 4. Antenna rating 250 kilometers. 1 mm, whatever mm is. So long as I don't go further than 250 kilometers, which I won't be, this antenna is totally fine. Transmission maximum speed is the same, and the EC idle and transmitting is the same. So we'll leave this one on, but we will need to upgrade to this one because that's going to give us a longer range by the looks of it. Antenna rating, yeah. Cool. Right, we've got battery power and solar panels to recharge the batteries. We got our thermal for coming back in. We don't need struts. Aerodynamics are done. Coupling we've got on. We don't need any of that. Should we put this on? Yes, I think we will. We don't need it on. Oh, actually, I will put it on this bit. Oh. Yeah, that'll just give us a little bit more control. Engines are all sorted. We've got the swivel engine below us. We could. What does the swivel gives us? 167. See, this is going to. The Reliant will give us more power. Let's have a look at this. 2477198. 2764. What was this? Right, so we're going to get more delta V. Oh, more delta V out of this. 3234. Yeah, we're going to get more delta V out of the Reliant. We can also drop the throttle down a touch. Let's try 80. 70. 50. 58. 55. 55 will do. So we've got a thruster weight ratio of 1.37. That should be good. Does this? No, this doesn't have gimbaling on it, but that's fine. I think we'll be all right with this. Let me save you again. If this doesn't work out with maneuvering, we will swap it out for the swivel. I think we're good. I think we are good. This should be our first space science collecting probe. Let's launch. Launching the spaceship. Quit drinking my water. Right, SAS on. That's all fine. We've only got a couple of little bits on there. What's this here? Don't know. Got loads of stuff going on here, which at the moment I don't need. MacJeb, at the moment we've got some bits of stuff on there, but nothing that I need. And same with Flight Engineer. Let's click on you. Right, so it says here for the light and the might in valid situation, that's because they will only collect in space. We can put one of these onto waiting. We've got one of them waiting. Atmospheric pressure, we've got one waiting. Radiation scan is waiting. So everything. Why have I got 2 atmospheric pressure scans? 2. Oh, I didn't need. Why have I got 2 of them? Right, I didn't need 2 of each of them because only one can operate at a time anyway, and it's going to be getting sent back. We haven't done anything yet. Let me just revert back to the vehicle assembly bay before we do launch, because there's no point in me having 2 of them on. It's just pointless. If this was stock, then I would say yes, it is, but it's not stock. So let me get rid of one of these. Put one back on. Oh. And one of the. In fact, what we can do is get rid of you. Put you. Not there. There, please, sir. And you can come off. I don't know how I ended up with 2. But there we go. That's better. Now that might put my center of balance off a little bit. Nah, I don't think it has. Right, let me save and launch. We can bring it back if we haven't launched. I'm going to put myself some of my own rules into place. Oh, you know something? Wait a minute. Let me revert back. let me revert back and let me explain something here, because I've not used it, I actually forgot. Revert flight back to the vehicle assembly bay. So I'm going to put myself some of my own rules in, and that is, once I launch, once the vessel is launched, then that is it. If it crashes, if it blows up, if people die, it's over. There's no reverting the flight back. Okay. Now what I may do is I may do quick saves and do some testing, but I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum. But once I go, if I mess up and it crashes, then that's it. And if there's any crew on board, they're gone. And the reason why is because we've got this sim. It's called Crash with a K mod, and we can do testing. We can do it from Kerbin, we can do it from orbit, we can do it landed, and we can choose where we want to be. But we're just going to leave it on there. You can choose whether you want it on the launchway or launch pad or the runway. It costs you money to do this. However, it doesn't cost you the parts of this. Now this cost me 16,000. So providing I don't spend more than 16,000 to do this test, if it fails, then it's been worthwhile. If it doesn't fail, it's still worthwhile because I know it's not going to fail. It just means that I could have just done the launch. So let's do this. Let's do start simulation. So you get initial cost, and then you get charged per minute, I think, or per second, one of the two. So we don't want to be sitting around. We want to go SAS, we want to go max thrust and launch, and we just want to make sure that this is going to get up into space, because then I'm not wasting 16,000. You can see the cost here. So it's going up per second, so we're getting charged per second, but it's not a lot. It's quite minuscule in comparison. I can make sure it's not going to do any flipping over. It's struggling to turn because it's got no gimbal in. So that is one little problem I've got here. I can't turn it. It's just not moving. Maybe once we get a little bit higher, might be able to get it over. I've got hard down right and it's just not going. It's going very, 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 very slowly. But I'm not bothered about getting into an orbit. The only thing that I want to do is get myself into space and make sure that I don't overcook it on the turning. Keep it in that little yellow circle, pro grade circle. If you push it out too far and you're kind of in the low atmosphere, as we are now, or mid atmosphere, it will blip. I'm not bothered about checking science bits and pieces. I'm literally just want to make sure that this is going to make it into space. There we go. So we're going to get into space. Yep, this is fine. We can terminate simulation. All is looking good there. We've got plenty of Delta V left over. We could probably get rid of one of these. I don't need to have a massive amount of Delta V. We just want to get up, do our, or start doing our tests. Actually, that's a point. How long do they take? We actually is this? No, I haven't clicked terminate. So that's cost me what, 991, as opposed to if I'd done 16,000 and failed, then I would have lost 16,000. Right, sorry, I wanted to check. I wish it could zoom in a bit quicker. How long do these take? Light. Oh, light 10 seconds and might is 12 minutes. All right, okay, that's all good. It's all good. Oh, do you want to do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of these off. Just the one. That'll make it a little bit lighter. We'll get a bit more speed going then. Save. And now we're going to launch it. So that's the crash simulation tester. Really handy mod to have, especially when it comes to crewed missions, because obviously if your crew die, they die, and that's what I'm going to be doing. There's no recovery of crew. If they're gone, they are gone unless you can recover them somehow. What I will do is, let's say we have a crash on a mountain. It's not a complete explosion, but you know, the crash. Then we will do, what's that there? We will do recovery, so we'll maybe put them into hospital for a short while. But if it's a complete and utter devastating explosion, then it will be game over for them. Righty. So we want to get all of these waiting. Cool beans. We don't need 2 mystery goos waiting. We'll just have the 1 waiting. Otherwise, if you start both of them waiting, they might both start, and then you won't be able to do 2 different tests. And the lighter might will start once we are in space. Right, let's go. Let's talk in Roxee. More space activity. Right, we can move a little bit easier now as well. It's not a lot of weight that we've lost, but it was just enough to help. Right, don't need to turn over fast. Not bothered about getting into a perfect orbit. We're not trying to get into an orbit, actually. We just want to get into space and come back down. But I want to be in space, if I can, for 12 minutes. And I need to make sure that I don't go over 250,000 kilometers. Or 250,000 meters, or 250 kilometers. And we need to make sure that we don't exceed that, otherwise that will be in high space, and we don't want to do that. We want to do low space. Right, so far everything's looking fine. Not bothered about heading. I'm heading roughly at 90 degrees, but I'm not bothered about getting it exactly on there and doing fine tweaks. That will all come later as we progress through the season. Island Airfield. I've not actually been there, ever. Not even when I was playing on the Xbox. If it was even there on the Xbox, I don't know. Right, so we've got an apoapsis of 70-odd thousand, that's all good. Start turning a little bit more. Let's drop you. Just going to let it float for a little while. I'm going to try, if I can, and get kind of some, not orbit, but a bit more horizontal distance, so we can stay up in space a little bit longer. Right, so we've got Mystery Goo running at the moment for flying high. That will cut off, and then we can start this one. Alright, we have to stop this one first, and then we can start that one. Right, cool. Let's get the engines back on again. Might as well waste all of this fuel. Get a little bit of extra height. And then we'll stage that. So at the moment, as you can see, if we move you out of the way, we're going up and then we're coming back down, and we are going to land. If you'll let me show you. So it's looking like here, but we'll probably end up dropping a little bit short and landing in the sea. Maybe. We'll see. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn this retrograde, because that's the way we're going to be coming back down. Oh, you know what I've done? Can anyone spot my mistake? That was a bit of a... I can't get rid of this, can I? The only thing I can do is jettison the heat shield. which is pointless. Right, we made a bit of a boo-boo, and I didn't put my decoupler here. I really did mess up there. Okay, well, why is it unmet requirement? We're in space, are we not? Unmet. I'm confused now. Why? Right, the light is finished. What are you doing? You're doing the light. The middle one, which I can't click on. There we go. You're the might. Unmet requirement. Configure. No, that's configure vessel naming. Why is it unmet requirement? I don't understand. Kerbal Space, low water. Oh, right there. Requirements: minimum inclination 70 degrees, current 2.7. Maximum inclination 120. So I need to be in between these inclinations, basically. And we are not on that. We're on 2.7. Okay, well, that's not a problem. We'll work on that one. My main thing I've got going on now is, will I make this re-entry back in without blowing up? If I do, then I'll just end up losing my mystery goo. It's not a major issue. As long as I can get most of this stuff transmitted back, that's the main thing. Got a few minutes of things going on. It's all looking good. Right, I can't really do much at the moment, so let's speed up time, shall we? Speeding up the time. 50 times. Oh, right, we'll come back into the atmosphere again. Let's get this lined up there. And let's pray. Let's pray now. So light and might aren't doing any more. Let's do you and put you back on. You got 9 minutes of in high space. So once we hit 18,000, that will stop. And I've got no idea whether this will burn up or not. I shouldn't have done any movement. I'm messing it all up now. Should have just left it. It was fine. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good. Just broke the sound barrier there, and I didn't sort these out. Altitude. Let's go for 5,000 meters. Pre-deployment of 10 maybe. Close, and then let's arm you. Turn you over. Okay, pre-deployment's done. Actually, I don't need to do 5,000, do I? Let me change this to 850. We're not going to gather any more data, so there's no point in me opening up really early. Right, speed up time. Speeding up the time, speeding up the time. We'll get it to 1,000 meters. Hey, right, and then there it goes. Big shoot up. And then I'm not sure whether we'll gather any more information from the sea. Hopefully we don't sink again like we did in the last flight. That was a little bit annoying to say the least. Took forever to get back to get all the way down to the bottom of the sea. And splash down, and we're sinking again. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, and we're not going to gather anything from in here. I can't recover. I'm going to have to wait until I'm all the way back down the bottom. Where's that pause button? And finally we're down 941 meters this time. So a little bit deeper down. Right, let's recover our vessel. Oh, KSP might have just crashed on me. Nope, it hasn't. Ooh, that was a close one. Just had an error come up then, but... right, so we managed to gather some science from Kerbal Space Low and Kerbal Flying High. We didn't gather all of it from Flying High, but as we go up and down, we will finish that off. We have now got 140 science and 367,668 floppy floops. Wow. Well, that has been quite successful in a way. I've got to test out the crash. That's the first time I've ever used it. I've seen it plenty of times, but I've never actually used it before. So that's the first time. Cool. Right, so next episode, we're going to want to get into an orbit around Kerbin. We're going to want to gather some more science in all of the various different biomes. And I'm kind of thinking, if I can stop getting all those artifacts going on, I'm kind of thinking that what might be an idea is to make some form of aircraft to fly to different biomes. However, here's another thing that I want to start looking at, and that's ScanSat. I did briefly mention it in the mods, of what mods we have. I don't think I've, oh well, I haven't unlocked any ScanSat stuff yet, and I don't know when I will. Let's have a look, because I've never used ScanSat, and that might be a really cool thing to actually do if I unlock it just yet. This is all flight control, so we got our first MacJeb bit here. Now here's the thing as well, I didn't need to actually put this on when I was playing before. I don't know now whether I will, because of Kerbalism. I don't know whether I will actually need to put this on or not, but we will find out. We will find out. Aviation's not going to be in there. Large stability stuff. No, 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 no. Right, okay, where are you then? Where are you? Storage technology. Pressurized tanks. Recycling. Add a shower. Okay. This is all weird stuff that I've not seen before. Sorry, I'm just trying to find where our first... Right, I want these. That's going to be really cool. High gain antenna. I'm looking for... Ah, here we go. Nope. That's... Is it? Is that a ScanSat thing? I don't know. Scan. Scientific Committee of Advanced... I don't think it is. I think it does actually say ScanSat. Oh, this is going to bug me. Sorry. Sorry. I'm dragging this one out, aren't I? Where are you? ScanSat stuff. Why has that got hypertronics? Not doesn't show anything. Wonder if there's anything actually in there or not. I know what. Wait there. Was that? Come back there. Nope, that's not one. That's not one. that's a ScanSat thing. There we go. Scan scientific. Oh, so it does say scans. It does say scan. Right. Okay. Now I know what I'm looking for. So anything that says scan. Here we go. That. You know, so I'm such a mong. I was actually looking for this radar altimeter. That's what I was looking for, and I completely didn't see it. So if it says scan, it's ScanSat. I thought it said ScanSat, but it doesn't. It just says scan. Oh, it does say ScanSat in the top right hand corner of the information box. Right, okay, so that is, we want that so we can start doing some ScanSat stuff. So I think what we're going to do next episode is we're going to get a probe into orbit so we can collect that bit of science and any upgrades for stuff like that. And then we're going to send a probe into orbit with ScanSat stuff on so we can start doing some ScanSat stuff. So the first one we will recover mystery goo and bits and pieces like that, and then the next one is we're going to send it up with this and we're going to start working on ScanSat. And basically what that's going to do for us, if we open up this map here, it doesn't show anything at the moment because obviously we haven't done anything, but it will show a flat globe, so to speak. The Earth is flat, as some people think. Well, Kerbin is flat on this map, and any other planet and moon, it will be flat. So it's just like a linear version rather than obviously orientating it around. And the probe goes around and around and around, and it scans and it scans, and it basically puts a map here, and it gives you more information than what you will see. Not in that version. If you was like looking at the planet like this, you look at the planet like this. I mean, obviously it's got terrain and stuff like that, but if you put your mouse over stuff, it doesn't give you any information. There's nothing. Whereas the ScanSat will actually show you when you hover over something. It will actually show you. Obviously, it gives you all of the longitude, latitude information, but it'll give you a lot more information, so then you can start planning on flying or landing at certain areas. So going forwards now, what we're going to do, kind of to round this up, because it's been quite a long episode, this one, and going forwards they're going to be quite long as well, I think, is what we will do is we're going to send ScanSat up. They'll scan the planet. We will then send probes and eventually manned crew to all the different biomes, gather all the science on that particular planet or moon, come back, and then we'll move on to the next one. But as we're gathering science at a planet, we can send probes to another one and another one, so they can be ahead of time gathering information, science and scanning and all that sort of stuff, while we're sort of getting ourselves ready for sending probes out to gather more science, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to call it an end of a very long episode today. Let me know in the comments below, are you happy with this kind of length of time? Do you want them half of the time? Are you not bothered? Just let me know. If I don't get any comments, then I'll just do whatever happens. But obviously if you guys prefer sort of like 30-40 minute sessions, or if you prefer longer ones, then please do let me know. But there's going to be a lot of these coming out. I'm really enjoying this. I actually want to continue playing now, but I'm going to stop. Otherwise it will end up being 10 hours long. But thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And I will see you in the next episode, where we are going to go and get ourselves into orbit. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.